why she changed it.
Man, 6 o'clock yet.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock, and we're going to bring our city council meeting for August 24th to order, and we'll begin with the roll call, please.
Sarchet?
Here.
Savage?
Here.
Dvorak?
Here.
Hill?
Here.
Otis?
Here. Item number 3 is approval of agenda. Council members, for agenda item 3, approval of agenda, we need a motion and a second approving the agenda with a modification to agenda consent item 6U, if you want to look at that, which should read resolution approving change order number 2 in the amount of $13,568 for the Polk City Junction Trail Phase 4, Phase 5, and Trailhead Project. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the agenda as changed?
So moved.
Second.
And roll call.
Otis?
Yes.
Sarchet?
Yes.
Savage?
Yes.
Dvorak?
Yes.
Hill?
We have a swearing-in ceremony for Jaron Johnston, Blaine Brodsky, and Colton Lee. Chief?
Good evening. I'll do things a little different tonight. I'm going to just speak a little bit of these 3 young gentlemen. So I'm going to call you guys up and just say a little bit about you, and then we'll go ahead and swear you in, and then we'll have your family members pin the badge on you. So Jaron Johnston, go ahead and come up. Firefighter EMT, go ahead and just stand up here. Colton Lee and Blaine Brodsky. All of these members are all Polk City residents. We have the opportunity to recognize these 3 who have already accomplished a great deal in a very short amount of time. Blaine and Colton joined the department in December. Blaine came to us already holding his EMT certification, while Colton was attending EMT school at DMAC. Colton earned his EMT certification in May. This spring, they both attended Fire Academy at DMAC, and at the beginning of August, they successfully earned their Firefighter 1 and Hazmat certifications. Jaron joined us with no certifications at all. We quickly got him CPR certified and cleared to drive the ambulance. He enrolled in Firefighter 1 and earned that certification in June. While finishing his Fire Academy, Jaron took the initiative to enroll himself in EMT school at DMAC. Just a few weeks ago, he completed that program and earned his EMT certification. What I appreciate most about these 3 is that they aren't stopping there. All 3 of them plan to continue their education and pursue their paramedic certifications. Jaron is already enrolled in paramedic school. That kind of drive is exactly what we want to see in the future of the Polk City Fire Department. I think that I can speak for a lot of people here when I say that these 3 have been a breath of fresh air for our department. Their ambition, enthusiasm, willingness to learn, and desire to become better firefighters and EMTs have been incredible to watch. They've embraced every opportunity that have been put in front of them, and many times they've gone looking for these opportunities themselves. Today isn't just about pinning a badge on their uniform. That badge represents responsibility. It represents trust. It represents a commitment to a community and to the people who call on them during some of the worst moments of their lives. As they take their oath today, they're making a promise to serve this community, to serve alongside their brothers and sisters, and to continue holding themselves to the standards that come with wearing the badge. Blaine, Colton, and Jaron, I'm incredibly proud of each of you and everything you've accomplished in such a short period of time. You've made a positive impact on this department, and I have no doubt that each of you have a very bright future. Congratulations and welcome to the next chapter of your careers. All right, so now we will do the oath.
I, Jim Johnson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and I will faithfully, impartially,
and I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties of the fire department
discharge all the duties of the fire department
for the city of Polk City, Iowa,
for the city of Polk City, Iowa,
as now or hereafter required by law.
as now or hereafter required by law.
Any members that are gonna pin their badges on, come forward. They all have new shirts, so there's no holes to. There we go. Congrats.
Thank you, guys. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to let them and family members get out the door, and then we'll go from there. Okay, we're going to move on to the public comment period. Susan, anybody fill out a card?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there anybody in the audience who wants to make a public comment at this time? This is your time to address council members.
Mayor,
Yeah.
we had an email from a resident earlier on, would have been on the 10th, that they requested be entered into the record for this. Can we either add that to the minutes, or I can read it into the record now?
Yeah, I think we can add that in. Is everybody in the council familiar with that email? If you are, they're okay. If not, we can read it into the record.
Which email was it?
From Nate Westra, 600 Phillip Street.
Okay.
You're all familiar with it?
Yep.
Okay, so why don't we just go ahead and enter it into the record then?
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks. Again, anyone else? No one else. Okay, moving on to item number 6, which is consent items. I would need a motion and a second to approve consent items, please.
So moved.
Second.
And roll call.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Dvorak,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Otis.
Yes.
Moving on to item number 7, business items. 7A, 510 South 3rd Street, request for proposals. Chelsea's going to give a presentation on that.
I am going to give a quick report, and if any of the committee members that served on the committee would like to chime in, please feel free to do so. So for the city council to review and consider tonight are two proposals received regarding the city's RFP for 510 South 3rd Street. The city did receive two proposals. The first proposal was from HBU Dev Partners, and the second proposal received was from Haas. Both of those proposals are in your packet for tonight. If you have questions, please let me know. But you should have all of the information that was reviewed by the review committee. So just to give you all a little bit of history, back in May, the city council directed city staff to draft an RFP for development. The city staff sent that out, and we did receive interest from two developers in the site. Mayor Karsjan created a committee to review the proposals and do some of the legwork ahead of time, which included interviewing the developers, kind of digging into the information received in the proposals, asking a lot of questions, and then ultimately making a recommendation to the full city council. Those serving on the committee included Mayor Karsjan, City Council Member Dave Dvorak, City Council Member James Hill, Planning and Zoning Commission Chair Justin Vogel, Planning and Zoning Commission Member Chad Halepnik, City Engineer Travis Thornburg, Economic Development Manager Jake Smith, and then myself, City Manager. After review of the proposals, the committee favored the proposal from HBU Dev Partners and are recommending the City Council consider selling the property to the developer for a mixture of use project, which would include multifamily and commercial development. The developer has proposed a purchase price of $150,000. If the city council is interested in selling property, a reminder that you would need to set a public hearing and hold a public hearing to dispose of property. Since this property is located within an urban renewal area, there's also a requirement to wait for 30 days. So I have two items on tonight's agenda. The first is item 1 is review of proposals received for 510 South 3rd Street. Since the city council did send out a request for proposal, it would be best for the city council to make sure that you are reviewing those proposals and making them viewable to the public ahead of time. So that's essentially receiving and filing proposals. The second item that you may take up tonight is a resolution of intent to dispose of city-owned property. And again, you'd be setting that public hearing. And my recommendation is if the council wants to proceed with this, you set the public hearing for that September 28th city council meeting. I did ask HBU Dev Partners to be present tonight. Should the council have any questions for the developer, they are present. If any of the committee members would like to chime in on the review of proposals received for 510 South 3rd Street, if anybody has any questions, anybody can certainly chime in on this matter.
I'd be happy to talk about, from the committee's standpoint, we had two proposals that we reviewed and interviewed folks for, and both very unique, one of them very unique in its own way. We unanimously decided to go with HBU Dev Partners for a number of reasons. The main criteria was their interest living in town and really having being part of this community and developing those types of things. The mixed use with the rental housing, that looks very nice, by the way. So if you haven't seen the packet and kind of the mock of what that's going to look like, it's not going to be like any other rentals that you see. And then also the opportunity for commercial on that south side of the property as the bike path goes through. It's going to be a great complement to the city to have that commercial with the bike path there as well. They didn't ask for any city incentive, actually provided us dollars up front for the purchase of the property. So there's no TIF, there's no incentives from the city on this. And we have I really did like the green space that you had on the west side and also a little bit on the north as well to accommodate other homeowners as well. But as a committee, we unanimously chose HBU Dev Partners because we feel like they have their intentions are best, and the committee really likes the concept you put forward. So would be happy to answer questions from other council as well.
Okay, council, any questions? And Dev Partners is here too, if we have questions of them. Anybody?
So I just want to be clear that I know we've had some stops. So before we even get into this project, I know we've had some stops and starts on this property. Goes back, one of the few things even goes back longer than I do sitting up here. So there's that. But the process would be, and Chelsea, tell me if I say anything wrong. So we set the hearing for the end of September meeting. That triggers the sale, which then triggers review for zoning and site approvals, which include both us and P&Z. So for the neighbors, for the folks that are interested, this is step one of, I don't know, 8 to 10 public meetings that will be required. But and I don't say that to like, if we want to get feedback, all of that. I just want to be very clear that nothing's happening tomorrow on the property, and multiple approvals, discussions, opportunities for feedback, all those things. And this is a little bit different in how we've done, so we'll have plenty of opportunities to kind of weigh in on how we feel about things. I have been very impressed with SBU throughout and the content that they've provided. I didn't say HBU, sorry. I do wonder a little bit, I'm obviously very in favor of moving ahead with this. Still would have liked to seen a little bit more commercial, I think, in my perspective, but the struggle here is holding out for the right project at the right time, and I certainly think we have the right people driving it, so I'm directionally happy with where we're going and want to hear a little bit more. Never get everything that we want, but I do know with a lot of experience that who does this matters too. So anyway, some initial thoughts and just wanted to be very clear about the process for those that might be interested too.
Chelsea, do you want to answer Rob's question?
I think he explained the process very well. There will be a number of additional public hearings. It is on the record, yes, so you are right. So if the city is interested in entering into a purchase agreement with HBU and Dev Partners, you would consider that purchase agreement at the September 28th meeting. There is going to be some due diligence that needs to be done, which will include zoning, since the property will need to be rezoned. And then you'll go through a site plan process as well, which will involve both planning and zoning and the council in multiple steps.
I will give Dev Partners a bit of credit myself. When we had our original discussions, you know, the buildings were not organized the way we thought would be the best way to be organized on that property. And I was pleased when I was looking at the packet and said so to Chelsea earlier today, that I was pleased that you had changed the layout of the buildings, because I think that provides a lot more green space, like Dave mentioned, for the adjoining property owners. So I did want to credit you on listening to us and reacting to the committee. So thank you very much. Okay, anything else from council members?
So I'd like to thank both Haas and HBU Dev Partners for putting together really impressive proposals. Both look really great. HBU Dev, you guys did in fact listen to a lot of the things that we had commented on in the April council meeting, the last time you presented. Again, really thorough. You were incredibly thorough last time. You came back with even more attention to detail, even more information, and a pretty thorough explanation of why you chose the layout you did and why you don't think other layouts would work. Unfortunately, I do think this is a layout we have passed on 2 previous times. And I don't think that ultimately this is what we're looking for, giving 2/3 of that commercial frontage to apartment complex. Again, this is supposed to be our commercial corridor. I would want to see more of that continue to be commercial property.
Okay, we'll continue to move forward with this then. Plenty of opportunities to talk about it at a later date. So under 7A, number 1, we need a motion and a second for review of proposals received for 510 South 3rd Street.
So move. Second.
And roll call. Okay.
So this is we're voting on this, why?
I don't think this requires a vote. This is just a review. We would vote on setting.
If you want to just do a motion in a second that you've received the proposal, since you did request propososes to be
Okay,
sent in. That
so
would be
acknowledging
sufficient.
receipt essentially?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm, whatever, I want to make sure I understood what we were approving in review of the proposal, so.
So we have a motion,
I second it.
have a second, and we'll do roll call.
Hill.
Yes.
Otis.
Yes?
Sarchet.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Dvorak.
Yes.
Item 7A2, resolution of intent to dispose of city-owned real property located at 510 South 3rd Street and setting the time and place to conduct a public hearing. Motion and a second.
So moved.
Second, and do we need to read in the fact that that hearing is on September 28th? Did I miss that? Did somebody say that already?
Yes, it
Okay,
would be set
okay.
for September 28th at 6 PM.
We have a motion and we have a second?
Okay, Sarchet.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Dvorak.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Otis.
No.
Okay, moving on to item B, resolution to approve plat of survey for Antler Ridge Plat 3. Travis.
So for council's consideration tonight is a plat of survey located within the existing Antler Ridge Plat 3 final plat. The proposed action is being requested by a home builder who's purchasing what is existing 4 lots within the Antler Ridge subdivision. They are proposing to combine those 4 lots into 3 single-family homes, making the property slightly larger. Basically, the long and short of it is the final plat for Antler Ridge, Plat 3, was approved in May of 2026. The developer worked with a home builder to purchase these lots, and they would like to put a larger home than is allowed by the current lot configuration. The consolidation of these 4 lots into 3 single-family homes would not necessitate a change to the required parkland dedication within the subdivision, as the Antler Ridge subdivision is providing one singular parkland in the center of the subdivision that's already been dedicated to the city. As part of this action, 1 set of existing municipal utility services would need to be vacated that were constructed as part of the original subdivision. As part of that, that abandonment would happen during the building permit stage and would be abandoned in accordance with the abandonment exhibit that was included in the packet, as was approved by Nick Furness at Public Works. A certificate of occupancy for any 3 of these lots would not be issued until such time those services are abandoned appropriately and in accordance with the guidance as provided by Public Works. Planning and zoning did recommend approval of this item, and staff would further recommend approval of this item subject to the following: certificates of occupancy for this plat of survey not being issued until such time those municipal utilities are abandoned in accordance with the satisfaction of Polk City Public Works, provision of all required legal documents, including an updated record of lot tie agreement for review by the city attorney prior to this item being released for recording is what item number 2 should say, and then payment in full of all of those fees and professional billings. One thing worth noting is that record of lot tie agreement is an existing agreement with one of the properties. There was an outlot created for floodplain management purposes that is permanently tied to one of the lots, so we would need to revise that to make sure that that outlot is tied to the appropriate new parcel. Be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions of Travis?
Yeah, sorry, Travis, you covered this, but I'm trying to reconcile the visuals we've got in the packet. So on the memo, it highlighted are the old 4 lots.
Yes, and it shows as 5, and that, the map that I use to create that is the Polk County GIS, where it's broken up by taxable parcels, and I'm not really sure why they're separated that way.
Okay.
So it's basically the 4 lots you see that front onto the street extend straight back.
Okay, so is there a map that shows how and I'm not worried about the back lots that don't face the road, just
extend back.
It would be in the plat of survey, it shows, basically the western lot of that first lot moves southwesterly, and then the middle 2 basically combine.
but aren't there still 4 lots in that?
So there's 3 buildable lots plus that revised outlot I was talking about for floodplain management. And what I will tell you is, depending on how it appears in the packet, some of the line work isn't super different. If you zoom in on that plat of survey, they've got the existing lot lines shown, and the proposed lot lines is slightly darker. More or less, the 1734, as it's shown on that map, gets slightly larger. It's about an 8-foot difference, 5 to 8 feet difference. 1765 gets more or less split in half and then placed on the other 2 lots. It's not exactly that way, but that's kind of the way it breaks down and how they get divided.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
So maybe I missed it, excuse me, in the packet. What exactly does abandonment of the utilities entail, and can that create any future problems for us down the road?
So that's why we have them do it, is they take it off the main so that they can't be hit, or if there's a water leak.
So they're just removing and patching over the valves and everything? Okay, perfect, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Travis. Then we need, not Travis then, but thank you, Travis. We now need a motion and a second to approve resolution plat of survey for Antler Ridge Plat 3. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second?
And roll call.
Savage?
Yes.
Dvorak?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Otis?
Yes.
Sarchet?
Yes.
Moving on to item C, plat of survey for 215 East Grime Street. Travis, once again.
So for council's consideration tonight is a plat of survey that's proposing to split an existing lot located between East Church Street and East Grime Street, call it southwesterly of Summer Street, for the purposes of adding a primary structure to the existing accessory structure located on what would be parcel 2026-78 facing onto East Church Street. The existing lot is comprised of several lots, including lots 8, 9, and 10 of the Des Moines Company's addition to Polk City, portions of a previously vacated alley, and parcel A as established by a plat of survey recorded in August of 1997. That plat of survey that established parcel A was the last platting action that's taken place on this parcel. The proposed lot split does propose to create an additional non-conformity by establishing a rear yard setback on a portion of the resulting parcel 2026-78 that is not currently subject to a rear yard setback. The property owner is requesting a waiver of the rear yard setback with the understanding that should the building experience a substantial loss, the owner would not be allowed to rebuild a non-conforming structure as it exists today. That understanding will be solidified in a development agreement and restrictive covenant, which we've provided a draft of in the packet for your review and reference. The proposed lot split, because it does not create more than 3 parcels, does not require parkland dedication. Also, as part of this work, a private sanitary sewer easement would be established across parcel 2026-78 to relocate and protect the existing private sanitary sewer that services the existing home on 215 East Grime Street. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended the City Council's approval of this item, including the requested waiver of the rear yard setback requirement, with the understanding of that being nullified upon a substantial loss, should it happen upon this property. Staff recommends approval of the plat of survey subject to the following: City Council specifically acknowledging and approving the requested waiver of the rear yard setback. Provision of all required legal documents, including required easements, is noted for review by the city attorney prior to the plat of survey being released for recording. Provision of a recorded copy of the development agreement and restricted covenant to the office of the city clerk prior to a building permit for any parcel created by the plat of survey, and then payment in full of those fees and professional billings, including the cost to prepare that development agreement prior to the building permit being issued for any parcel within this plat of survey. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have regarding this item.
Any questions for Travis?
Does this non-conforming structure that they're adding living space to currently have all utilities, water, sewer, electrical? Is this?
It does not.
No, we'll have to take, yeah, it's coming from the house back to that outbuilding, that's what that 10-foot easement was for. They take it off his house, take it down that easement, and then get sewer, water, electrical, gas, everything to that structure by itself.
It does currently have power though, correct?
It does, but it feeds from the house.
Okay.
So that's the whole has to be from the primary residence.
Okay.
So tough to role play, but something happens here, they can't build it back like it is, what do we then do? And I know it depends on
It slides 8 feet forward.
what does.
The structure itself.
Anything they rebuild?
There's actually a pole barn on that lot, the primary residence, and then there's a pole barn back there. I'm buying just that pole barn because I'm attaching to that with a living quarters. It sits 8 foot over. If I would detach and it had the primary residence, like didn't have that, it would be a detached structure, and this wouldn't even apply, but being I'm attaching to it. And there's the house setback. And so I don't have to take this foot off, I guess. I just can't build a building that big again.
Okay.
So you could either slide it forward, you could reduce the size, whatever it may be.
Anything else from council? Thank you, Travis. I'll have, ask for a motion and a second to approve item C1, resolution to approve development agreement and restrictive covenant subject to final review.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Dvorak,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Otis.
Yes.
Item number 2, motion and a second to approve the resolution to approve plat of survey.
So. Second.
And roll call.
Hill,
Yes.
Otis.
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Dvorak.
Item 8, reports and particulars. We'll begin with staff. Anything from staff?
So tonight, I have brought up the person that we have replaced our old public works supervisor with. His name is Ryan Billheimer, and I'd like to introduce you to him.
Name's Ryan Billheimer. I grew up in Casey, worked for the city of Adair for 18 years, past 18 years. One of the reasons I wanted to move here is because I have 2 older boys that live in Indianola. One's gonna get married, my middle son's gonna get married here in about a month, September 12th. And my son started DMAC here, well, he starts the 26th. So I think it was time to get closer to my boys. And this opportunity presented itself, and I'm appreciative of you guys all hiring me. I look forward to working here. It's a great community, beautiful community.
Thank you.
I'm excited, so.
Well, welcome.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, welcome.
I don't want to scare you, but you and Nick are replacing about 200 years worth of experience, so.
I'm aware of that. But you guys have way better maps than we had in Adair too, so.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on then, city manager, anything?
I think Travis has something.
Aha, Travis.
So wanted to provide council with an update. We were able to open the roundabout to traffic yesterday morning. I did not get any calls from the superintendent this morning, so I'm assuming school traffic went well. We do anticipate needing to potentially impact traffic one more time yet this fall, to do some additional construction on the west side curb as well as some of the backfilling in the center of the disc. But we wanted to prioritize getting that open for school. We're still working through the details of the timing of that, but we are working with both the school, thinking about some of the events. Ron Hankins on your commission specifically brought up Iowa State football games, which I understand impact or creates a significant amount of traffic in your community. So just considering all those things, working with all the invested parties to make sure that we make a good decision on when we're going to make those impacts. As part of this, I also wanted to mention and bring to your guys' attention the amount of cooperation and the amount of gratitude I need to show towards the citizens that live in that corridor. They've been very patient, they've been very accommodating, they've been very understanding, and I want to particularly bring attention to Bob and Kathy Dunwoody, who it is my understanding has offered bottled water, pop, shade, and ice cream bars to pretty much everybody that's worked on your roundabout project. So it's been a really, really cool thing to have property owners that are super invested in it, but then also understand that we're trying to make things better. And so it's been very, very appreciated, but I wanted to bring that to your guys' attention because I think that's, we always talk about small town feel. I grew up in a town of 500 people, and that's something that would happen in my hometown. So I thought that was very, very cool when I heard that this weekend while we were opening the roundabout. So I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. But we'll continue to provide updates as that schedule for that secondary closure becomes available and becomes clear.
Do you have an estimation on the length of that secondary closure?
1 to 2 weeks, depending on what they're able to do under the current traffic control alignment, is what we're currently anticipating.
Can you elaborate on closure a little bit more? To the point where it was now or previous or?
So it would actually be a little more restrictive, what we're currently talking about. We're talking about 1 lane head to head for 1 to 2 weeks. Okay. And basically what that allows them to do is put a whole bunch of manpower all at once onto it and get anything that could potentially impact the safety all done in a very, very short period of time.
Is there still markings and signage that still needs to happen, or is that?
Signage, it would all just be actually post mounting. So all the permanent signage, except for the RFB signs, which are actually mounted on the signals themselves, is out there right now. It's just what we call skid mounted. So it's the posts with the sandbags on them. Once they're able to get that disc final graded, they can post mount those signs, but all the permanent signage is out there. There would be some striping that has to be done, but right now, the traffic control devices, those delineators, are more or less simulating the pavement markings. Okay. So that's kind of what the final layout is going to look like as well.
Thanks, Travis.
Thank you.
Thanks, Travis.
Chelsea?
Welcome, Ryan. We're excited to have you. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Council?
Yeah, I've got a couple of things I was going to bring up the roundabout, and I want to commend both Travis and Chelsea and the rest of the staff. I can maybe lament a little bit when you hire a construction company and you have a end date that they work towards that honestly, but that's maybe not the environment that we're in. But the ability that staff took on at the beginning of August, we'll say, to recognize the runway that it took and kind of push on a group that clearly needed to be pushed on so we can get to this position today was outstanding. So, would it have been really nice to have been done as scheduled? Yes, but construction projects have a 1,000 variables. So recognizing what needed to happen and getting it done, I really appreciate that. I know today was a very different day if that were not to be open. So the other thing I wanted to bring up is I wanted to say publicly what Chief Holgrave and I have talked about a few different times, and I don't want to gloss over the fact that we just swore in 3 new people to the department. And again, I try not to do this too much, but I do have personal ties to the department, and I mean this 100% as a compliment. The department today is a completely different department than the one that I was on, and that was not an easy process. And departments always need to evolve. We're stuck in we're big but not too big. We're busy but not that busy, and so don't want to diminish the work that emergency services do, not just fire department and EMS, but there were times in the past handful of years or so where it was a little bit concerning if we had the wrong call at the wrong time, and not having to have that concern, and being very proud of the people that do show up, and the people that have been hired, and the people that are coming to town and feeling safe and dealing with every random thing on the lake to somewhere north of town that's impossible to find, and not always easily identified, that you guys get dispatched out to. So very proud of all departments. A little bit different for me on the fire department, and well done, Chief, appreciate it.
So adding on to the professionalization of the fire department, Chief, have we had a chance to get the new boat out yet, or is it still undergoing sea trials?
We have had it out a few times, yes. We're gonna take it out for training tomorrow night for the first time.
Excellent.
It zips.
Good. That's what we want.
I have a couple quick things, if I may. First off, I was hoping Chief Sepker was here to kind of keep me honest. So Chelsea, I'm going to look to you on this. At the beginning of the year, unfortunately, we had someone intercept a payment that was made from the city out to one of our vendors. It was $30,000-ish and some change. A bad actor intercepted that and cashed that money. So that was $30,000 of taxpayer money that kind of disappeared. But due to the diligence of our police force and their investigation, they were able to prove that some fraud was involved, and we were able to reclaim the $30,000. So I just wanted to thank our police department for being able to get that resolved for us, because that's a big thing. Secondly, for any of those people watching live or watching later, you might notice you have a better view this week. And I would like to thank our own Susan for being able to risk her life to go up there and adjust the camera so you can actually see us all now. So Susan, thank you very much. It was my fault because last week in P&Z it was pointing at my bald head, and I went home and watched it, and I was like, we have to change that. So.
I'm on it.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Mayor, real quickly, on our August 10th agenda, we had up for consideration a burn ban and permit policy that was not advanced. I'd like to formally ask for reconsideration and the chance to have further discussions with the city manager and fire chief. Some other council members might want to as well, but I believe we would need other council members to say that they'd like it to be brought back up for consideration.
I'll go ahead and second that now. Unfortunately, I was not present in person for that meeting and was having some audio issues and ended up missing a lot of the conversation, but on rewatch, there was a few things that I would have liked to have contributed at that point in time. So yes, I would like to reconsider that as well.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I would agree.
Third, I thought that was the plan the whole way through. So.
Oh, okay
I
then.
think it has to be said that we need to bring it back up.
Yes. Good you. We will go ahead and do that then. So thanks for bringing that up. The only thing I have, is a rather somber note, and that's our sympathy goes out to the family of the mayor of Sheldon, Todd Anderson, who died in a motorcycle crash this past weekend. So we just want to offer our sympathy and just acknowledge that. So other than that, that's all I have. And the item number 9 is adjournment, and I'll ask for a motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. We're adjourned until September 14th. Thank you, everybody.